Welcome to episode 32 of the Delta Panthers Pod. I'm Mark Cantor, and it was a very busy week at Delta HS with sports and activities, as well as preparing for prom. I'll start with track as they competed at the Phil Wortman Invitational at Stoker Stadium in Grand Junction. First off, congratulations to Jordan Frazier, who finished first in the 400 meters and broke the school record of 50.40 with a new record time of 49.84. Frazier also finished fourth in the 100, with Nay So finishing eighth. Other top 10 finishes on the day include Cha Mo finishing fourth in both the 110 and 300 hurdles, with Marceau fifth in the 300 hurdles. The 4x100 relay team was sixth, 4x400 relay team third, and 4x800 relay team seventh. Bergen McCormick was sixth in the high jump. On the girls' side, the 4x100 relay team finished sixth, 4x200 relay team finished fifth, and 4x400 finished second. Jaden Angelo finished fourth in distance and eighth in shot. The team will be at the Olathe Invitational on Thursday and at the Heritage Invitational in Littleton on Friday and Saturday. Delta Panthers girls tennis beat Cedar Ridge on Monday 6-1. The team saw dominating wins by number 3 singles Perla Valdez and number 3 doubles Gabby Cardenas and Bella Sinicki. Thursday, Cardenas and Sinicki continued to dominate, helping the team to a 6-1 victory at North Fork. Number 1 singles Chloe Sharp also had a strong game in that one. Finally, the girls capped the week off at Canyon View Park in Grand Junction, taking on 5A Bear Creek. The girls completed the hat trick for the week with a third victory, 6-1. Number 4 doubles Addie Collins and Alexis Lynn didn't give up a game, and number 2 singles Rebecca Gonzalez-Franco had a strong win as well. Tennis will host Glenwood Springs on Tuesday, then wrap up the regular season on Friday at Canyon View Park, taking on Central. Delta Panthers girls soccer looked to stay perfect this week with games at Ridgeway and Coleridge. The girls got the 10-0 shutout at Ridgeway with Jessica Black and Mary Hollenbeek both scoring 2 goals. And Delaney Signs, Matea Bean, J.C. Christie, Vanessa Campos, and Lauren Thompson all with a goal apiece. Christie went off at Coleridge, scoring 4 goals, while Black added 2. Delta is currently third in the Chassa seeding index and look to stay unbeaten as they travel to Roaring Fork on Tuesday and Manitou Springs on Saturday. Delta Panthers baseball began league play this week on the road at Moffat County. All league games are doubleheaders this season, and the boys set out looking for a sweep. Here's head coach Steve Ryer talking about what he expected out of those games.
Steve, let's just kind of put a bow on the NCBC a litilo bit with how the boys played, especially that last game against Lahana. I thought they came out, got the bats going, and the gym that D'Lo had on the mound.
Yeah, that was good. He's been our most efficient pitcher this year. I was figuring out pitches per inning the other day, and he's like at 12.8 pitches per inning, which is phenomenal. And, I think a lot of it is he understands what kind of pitcher he is, and he's a fly ball, ground ball guy. And he doesn't try to be a strikeout guy. He challenges bats and lets them put it in play and stays within himself. And that's why he's so successful.
And we talked about it during the game. This is kind of what happens. That's success. When you throw strikes and allow your defense to work behind you, this is what can happen. And he got 8 strikeouts in the game, too.
Yeah, and that's what we've been telling our pitchers is if you're around the zone, you're not walking people. Your defense stays locked in. But as soon as you start walking guys, it's tough to stay locked in defensively. And the strikeouts are going to come, but if you're challenging bats, then that gives you an opportunity to be around the zone and gives them an opportunity to put in play, let your defense work.
We open up league play today against Moffat County, and you and I were just talking. Always an adventure. There's always something when we come to Craig and face Moffat County, but this Moffat County team isn't like some of the ones we faced in past years. They're struggling a little bit this year. They're real young. What do you guys look to do here today, both at the plate and on the mound in this doubleheader?
Well, the biggest thing is not play to our opponent's level today. Like you said, they're struggling. And, on the mound, we're going to start with Rylan Cryer. It's going to be his first opportunity. And in the pen over in Greeley, he looked very good. And we're going to give him an opportunity. And what we told the guys last night is, pitching-wise, we got to clean up the walks. We clean up the walks, we're going to be very competitive with anybody in the state. At the plate, we've just got to stay aggressive and not try to get too big today. It's a short porch, so we've got to just work on hitting line drives. And, the long ball's going to come if you square it up. So we just have to, good approaches at the plate and not play into that game.
Defensively, have you talked about the errors a little bit? That kind of hurt us when we were over in Greeley in those first two games.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, that first game, we don't make excuses in this program, but, 20-degree wind chill, there's guys that couldn't even feel their hands out there, and I think that was a lot of the throwing errors. I think the Eaton game, we had the two errors, and it was basically just a combination of things. But we worked on those last night, getting some things cleaned up, going over some things, and a lot of that stuff was just positioning and receiving a throw. And so we did go over that and talk about that. So that's definitely something we need to clean up. We had way too many errors this weekend.
I think with the way we finished up that tournament and the potential of what we can do here today, both on the mound and at the plate, I think it'll set us up very well for going forward with league play.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to, we need to get fat today and, stop looking over our shoulder. We just need to attack and stay on the attack and, get 2 dubs and get out of here and get ready for the next 2.
Short porch and left field's going to help. Good luck today, Coach.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
A sweep is exactly what the boys got, beating the Bulldogs 28-8 in 3 and 15-0 in 4. Joe Black was 4 for 9 on the day with 3 stolen bases, 3 RBI, and 4 runs scored, while Davian Lopez was 3 for 5 at the plate. He was hit by a pitch twice and scored 2. Landon Kennel was 2 for 4 with a home run, 5 walks, a stolen base, 3 RBI, and 7 runs scored. Rylan Cryer got the start in Game 1 and gave up 8 runs, none of them earned, on 1 hit, walked 2 and struck out 1. Lopez came in to shut things down, not allowing a run on 3 hits and striking out 4 on his way to picking up the win. Alex Mack took advantage of an opportunity to start in Game 2 and picked up the complete Game 1 hit shutout victory, walking 2 and striking out 6. Delta looked to pick up another doubleheader sweep when Roaring Fork came calling on Friday. Here's Steve.
Steve, we talked in between the Moffat County games on Tuesday about how the little things really do make a difference. We won that first game 28-8, but I'd say half of Moffat County's runs came off of the 2 errors, the little mistakes we had in that first game.
Yeah, you give teams, extra shot at it, and they get a little confidence. That's how bad things happen. And, it was just, talking with Rylan, he came out, it was just one of those deals where he started trying to miss bats and stopped attacking bats. And, a lot of kids do that when they give up a couple runs or they, get a couple errors scored against them. They start trying to do too much. And, we talked about that and said, you've got to stick with your approach and just keep filling the zone. If they hit the ball, they hit the ball, but we can't put them on for free. And that's basically what happened that first inning.
The second game, I thought Alex Mack did an outstanding job on the mound, took advantage of an opportunity he had and really made the best of it.
Yeah, Alex pitched really well. I was proud of him. He went out and, we talk about some of you guys aren't going to get a ton of opportunities this year, so you got to, take advantage of the ones you get. And, I thought Alex did a good job on the bump, and hopefully we can find a spot to use him again.
And it just adds to the depth of our pitching staff. Somebody else that took advantage of an opportunity, I thought, was Pacey Smith. He did outstanding.
Yeah, Pacey's a good young catcher for us. He's a strong kid, very strong. And, he had some really good hacks. And it carried over last night in the JV game. I think he had a double and a triple against Grand Junction's JV crew. So we're so excited about, him coming back next year and a lot of these young kids coming back. And, we just keep working for this year, but it's kind of fun to kind of glimpse into the future a little bit with some of these guys.
Moffat County's pitching staff, obviously not that strong, but, I thought we really took advantage of that. And the bats really came alive in both of those two games, and I think help us build our confidence at the plate.
Yeah, and I think the good thing is that we had good approaches. We didn't chase pitches out of the zone for the most part, and when you have, kids struggling to throw strikes, sometimes it's, when you're wanting to hit the ball, sometimes it's tough to lay off of those. And I thought we did a really good job. And when they were in the zone, I thought we did a nice job of, attacking it. And, I think the results kind of speak for themselves on that, how well we did.
And when pitchers struggle to throw strikes, it's almost harder to hit against them, I think, than when, pitchers are coming right at you, because you don't know when that strike's coming.
Yeah, it kind of works both ways, when it's tough as a hitter, and it's also tough as a defender, because, you kind of fall asleep out there, and then all of a sudden the ball's on you because you're not used to your guy throwing strikes. So, there's a lot of variables there. So, throwing strikes, it helps hitters, it helps us definitely, but it also, helps the defense stay locked in as well, and that's what we've been preaching to our pitchers.
We've got two against Roaring Fork today, and wasn't able to get any stats on them on Max Preps, but one thing I know is Marty Madsen's going to have a very competitive baseball team out there, and they always play us tough.
Absolutely, they get after us, and it's always a great game. Marty's a great coach. I mean, he has a good program, and we'll see Cole Fenton first game, and Cole's a chucker, man. He gets after it. He's we'll probably see a lot of what we've been seeing, as far as power arms. And that'll be good for us. We just need to come out and attack balls in the zone and not lay back on stuff. So I think this is going to be a good day for us. We're going to throw Landon Kindle the first game, and I think he's starting to figure some things out. So it should be fun.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Mark.
The boys are 4-0 in league after sweeping Roaring Fork 14-11 and 18-6 in 5. Deacon Sheen went 5 for 8 on the day with a walk, 2 stolen bases, 2 RBI, and 3 runs scored. Ty Reed was 4 for 7 with 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, an RBI, and 5 runs scored. And Landon Kennel was 5 for 7 with a double, 3 RBI, and 2 runs scored. Kennel got the start in the bump in Game 1 and picked up the win, giving up 9 runs, all earned on 3 hits, 7 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Reed got the complete game victory in Game 2, giving up the 6 runs, 5 earned on 10 hits, walking 4 and striking out 7. The boys host Aspen on Tuesday for a doubleheader, then travel to Gunnison on Saturday. The Delta Panthers Broadcast Network will not have coverage of the Aspen games, but coverage will resume at Gunnison starting at 10:45 a.m. This week's Student Spotlight is a twofer. It features Bailey Martinez and Cade Davis. They were awarded the Daniels Fund scholarships for Delta High School.
I'm here today with Bailey Martinez and Cade Davis, and these two were awarded the Daniels Fund scholarship. And so congratulations on that. That's a great honor. And, Bailey, you and I were talking before we started the interview a little bit about the background of the scholarship. Why don't you share again kind of the history of this scholarship and that information?
So really it's Bill Daniels. He got his start in the cable company, realizing there wasn't cable where he was and wanted to start that business, and that's really where he got his start. And then after that, he just expanded and grew on that. He was a great leader and an entrepreneur. He decided to give back to his community and not keep it all for himself, so he started this scholarship fund, and he's done give backs to the communities in many other ways too. So I'm just truly grateful for all he's done.
And Bill Daniels, well known in not only the media community but the sports community as well. He owned several sports teams throughout his life. So very fine individual Mr. Daniels was, but this is a regional scholarship they give to states in the region. I think we were talking Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and I think Wyoming. To be selected out of the region, that's a pretty big honor. How did it make you feel, Kate, to be selected for this scholarship?
So there were 225 this year, which is 25 more than normal, so it felt pretty cool to be able to be part of that 25th anniversary, especially.
Very good, very good. So tell me about the application process a little bit. Was it a pretty rigorous process, or what went into it to prepare?
So for the first part, they just made sure that we were financially eligible, which means you had to be below a certain mark. And the second part, we had to write 3 500-word essays, which were kind of hard, but I mean, it's not like you haven't done it in Miss Random's class before. And then the third part is just the interview, and that's probably the hardest part, I think. You got to be really focused and really get to know Bill Daniels as a person.
Bailey, talk about how intimidating the interview was for you. Were you overwhelmed at all, or did it just flow?
For me, it just flowed. I'd say the mock interviews that we did were definitely even harder than the actual interview. They really helped prepare us. Our counselors set that up with Hope West, so I want to thank them for doing that for us. And that really got all of us, especially me, prepared for that. So when the actual interview day of came, I wasn't too nervous, and I was just confident in everything that we had practiced and the preparation that we had put into it.
So you guys really did work hard in preparing for that, and the school helped you with that. Tell me now a little bit of where you plan on going to school and how, Bailey, you and I had talked about partner schools. Tell me a little bit about the partner schools with the Daniels Scholarship, and you had said you're gonna be attending a non-partner school.
Yes. So for the Daniels Fund, if you go to a partner school, they have a bunch of schools that partner with the Daniels Fund, and if you choose to go to one of those schools, you get a full ride pretty much. And if you go to a non-partner school, which is out of the 4-state region pretty much, you get $25,000 a year for 4 years. And so that's pretty awesome. I'm going to Oklahoma State University to pursue an animal science degree pre-vet track with hopes of being a large animal veterinarian.
Very cool, very cool. Large animals, are we talking like wildlife, that sort of thing, or larger domesticated animals?
Livestock's either commercial or show related, so.
Very cool, very cool. How about you, Cade? Where are you going to school, and what are your plans of study?
I plan to go to CSU and study marketing and international business.
Very good. And that, I'm guessing, is a partner school?
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. Let's turn now to kind of your life here at Delta High School. It's been, you've spent 4 years of your life here, being involved in multiple things. Talk about the experience of just being a high school student for 4 years and the track from being a freshman to a senior and now ultimately graduating.
So, in terms of the Daniels, I mean, as a freshman, I knew I wanted the Daniels, so I kind of involved my schedule around that. That's kind of what you got to do for a bunch of scholarships, is to work from freshman year all the way till senior year and just get involved in your high school.
So it was a process from the time you started. What about you, Bailey? Was it the same way for you?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's the same way for both me and Kate. I know we've both been FFA officers, so that really helped us with our leadership and personable skills. And then we've also both been a part of the Interact Club. So I feel like just getting involved and being well-rounded, and we both do sports, so that's definitely helped, and we've made a lot of connections through that.
Connections are important, both in high school and beyond. The relationships that you build both inside the walls of the school and outside can help, further in life. Who are some of those teachers that you connected with, Bailey? Your favorite teachers, your favorite classes, that sort of stuff the last 4 years?
I'd say Mr. Kendig. He's one of my weights teachers, and I've really become good friends with him, and he's coached me in track for multiple years, and really I knew I could just go to him more, not school-based, but just on a personal level, and he was really just someone I could go to when I needed advice on anything. And then I'd say Miss Cronenberg. She was my math teacher for a couple years, and I know her outside of school from farming and 4-H, and so I just knew her in the classroom and outside.
How about you, Kate? Who were some of your favorite teachers, and what were some of your favorite classes?
I didn't really have a least favorite teacher. I had pretty good teachers all around, but some of my favorites would probably have to be like Mr. McTutu, Miss Random, Miss Davis, who taught me the most, like AP Calc, AP Physics, stuff like that.
Very good, very good. So what are some of the things you do outside of the school, some hobbies maybe, or just stuff you do for fun, Cade?
I like to go hunting, fishing, that sort of thing. I used to do some martial arts, but that's pretty much it.
Bailey, how about you? What do you do for fun?
So me and my family, we farm a lot. So I do that most of the time when I'm not at school. And then we also raise and breed show pigs. So that takes up a bunch of my time through 4-H. And so I just love spending time with them and working with them until we take them to compete at the shows.
Very good, very good. So this will be the last question, and possibly the most difficult one to answer. Who has been the biggest influence on your life up to this point?
I would say my mom. So she really got me started with this whole idea of going to college debt-free because she was able to do that. And she really made it a push for me to get involved in high school so that I would be eligible for all these scholarships. And she's helped me so much with the whole application process and preparing for interviews and stuff like that. So she's definitely been my most influential person.
And, going to college debt-free is huge, just because, everybody knows the expense in that. And if you can figure out a way to not have to pay for it, all the better, How about you, Kate? Who's been the most influence on your life?
I'd also have to say my mom. She died my sophomore year, but she helped teach me about the Daniels Fund and how to get involved. And she's the one who really pushed me to try my best. So I just kind of wanted to live that legacy out. Very
good, very good. So you're both, trying to make, I guess, your own legacy, both here at Delta High School and beyond. And I commend you guys for that. Good luck in your future.
Here's announcements for you. DHS JROTC will host an Easter trap shoot on Saturday from 8 to 3 at the Delta Trap Club with food, raffle, and prizes. Also this week is spring break, so students and teachers enjoy the time off. Be smart and be safe. For more updates and information, you can always refer to the Delta High Panthers Facebook page. That about covers it for this episode of the Delta Panthers Pod. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you want to get in touch with me to suggest how I can expand my coverage of the Delta Panthers, feel free to contact me via email at dpbroadcast@yahoo.com. The Delta Panthers Pod drops Sunday afternoons throughout the school year. It is sponsored by Jerry Ryer State Farm, Delta Ace Hardware, Delta Building Center, Delta Cabinet Company, Delta County School District, Hellman Motor Company, Quickie Tire Service, Mimi's Sweet Treats, 9 Stories Real Estate Films and Photography, The Sunflower Room, Taco Time, and Yost Family Dentistry. I'll talk to you all next week.